It's Friday night, and you know what that means. I'm hella tired from a long week of work. Kayvon Looney is getting ripped off. I mean, I'm glad we got him, but man, you gotta talk to your agent, brother. Hey, I want to talk about a lot of sports in the Bay, but you know what? NBA free agency, they're trying to be like the NFL. All kinds of free agents. But you know who's never going to be a free agent? This dog right here. We ride it together till the wheels fall off. Then we walking together. We go for a walk. Not right now, Panda. No walk yet. All right, let's do this. We might talk little Niners. Ladies and gentlemen, damas and caballeros, puppy dogs and sports fans throughout the multiverse, welcome to Gary Lamm Main Event Mania. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man. Stuff's going down for the Warriors. Let's just get right to it. Warriors free. I wanted to do the free agent show last week, but there's just too much to talk about with the World Championship, the parade, the glory, hometown team comes back. 2 years ago, worst. Now they're first. But with glory, comes people trying to pick at your players. We got player poachers. And they probably weren't worth the price. Otto Porter, great job, buddy. Glad you were a Warrior. Started in the NBA Finals for a championship team. You needed more than we could pay you. You're worth more than that. We can't rely on you. You had a lot of injuries. Gary Payton II. 3 years. $28 million to the Blazers. Man, you were an important player. Guarded the perimeter. Big time threes. Jumping out of the gym. Came back from a busted elbow to be a real important cog in the finals. Big time player in Warrior history. Son of the glove. Gary Payton Sr. 3 years, $28 million. Didn't pay you. Especially when the Warriors signed Kayvon Looney to a 3-year, 25.5 mil? Payton got more than Looney? If the sources are correct, they got about the same. Kayvon Looney, I've seen worse players get a lot more bag than that. He's really important to the Warriors. He knows where to be. Both sides of the ball. Unselfish player. But he does what he has to do. Not worried about stats, but he knows where to be. Starting center on the Warriors. Starts games, comes off the bench. Does what you need him to do. We got Kayvon. We kept Kayvon. No, I can't even pronounce his first name, but Bielitsa, back to Turkey, 2 years. Hope you're getting big-time money as a glorious world champion. Represent. So gone. Porter and Payton. God, I can't bury the lead. Kevon Looney, you're back, man. Very much a valuable piece to the Golden State Warriors. Kevon is here. That's big news. That's big news for the Warriors. Check out what time we have. Over here running late. I gotta do some research on what's going on. The NBA's happening right now. I'm over here working like a ham and egger. Also gone. Juan Toscano-Anderson, a restricted free agent. The Warriors could offer him a $2.1 million, what's the word? A preliminary deal that any team could match. The Warriors could match what other team, or they could have offered Juan Toscano, JTA, a deal that another team could match, starting at $1.2 million, preliminary offer, where the heck the terminology is, but they didn't. I thought Juan's worth 2.1, but the bottom line is they didn't let him play in the finals. So Juan's with the Lakers. Great job as a Warrior. Never forget you. For some reason, unplayable in the NBA Finals. I mean, he had to go. Chris Chiozza. I didn't really talk about Juan Toscano-Anderson. Man, he worked his way up. Had a local triad from Santa Cruz. Worked his way up to a two-way contract. Played over 100 games on the big club. Really important player. He's going to go down in Warrior history. Good guy. Good Warrior. Great job. But now you're on the Lakers. Hey, man. You in Hollywood, baby. Good for you, Juan. Gonna miss you. I thought we could at least made you an offer, 2.1 mil. But it is what it is. Hey, man. You're partying now. I'm going to go over my overall thought about all this stuff. Chris Chiozza. He could have been offered. He was another restricted free agent. Could have been offered a 1.9 mil. Wasn't quite worth it. I don't know if he signed anywhere. Probably not going to be on the Warriors. The Warriors signed another point guard, or they have a two-way deal. Look at their roster. The big news today: Warriors signed Dante DiVincenzo to a 2-year deal, $9.3 million. And he's obviously to replace DiVincenzo by 6'4", 6'5", really good D. Obviously to replace Gary Payton II. Look at DiVincenzo. Big cog. National championship team in college. Important player to a world championship team in Milwaukee. Injured his ankle. He's back. He got back on the court in Sacramento. He can do a lot of things. He can handle the ball. Gary Payton played some sensational defense. Dante's got good defense too. He's pesky. Will he be as good as the glove on the perimeter? I don't know. We'll see. He could be. He can't jump like Payton, but he's tough. He's a playmaker. He can make plays. This is my overall thought with this team. And yeah, we kept Kevon Looney. There's some sentimental ties to the Warriors. The Warriors don't make it without every player on the roster doing their thing. But the Warriors need minutes this year to develop the young talent. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Peanut Butter and Jelly. Maybe this Rollins kid. They need time to develop these guys. Next year, for a team like the Warriors, the main thing is the health of Clay, Steph, Dre, Wiggins, Looney, maybe James Wiseman. I think the Warriors they'll pick up some pieces, but I want to go over the whole roster. Okay, Patrick Baldwin. I don't know who he's going to be. Another guy with an ankle injury. 6'9", 19-year-old. Can you depend on 19-year-old? 220 pounds. He's a big guy. Tough kid from Milwaukee. I like that he's a coach's son. He's like a... It kind of reminds me when the Warriors actually drafted Kevon Looney. He was coming off some injuries. He had an injury-plagued early career. Now you can't get him out of the lineup. Namahaja Bielitsa. I can never get this guy's name right. 34 years old. He's got his chip. Going back to Turkey. He's going to be a legend. Good for you, man. Live the dream, Bielitsa. Chris Chiazza. You had some good games. The Warriors, nice shot. I wish you well. We'll see. You might still come back for the right price. Steph Curry, the man. Draymond Green, the man. Andre Iguodala. Is he going to come back? I'll take him. He can do some things. I mean, he was injured in the finals. He's been injured the last couple of years. He has a lot to add to a team. He has the younger players' ears. He can take pressure off of Steph Curry and Draymond Green. He had the leadership to this team, and his voice is going to be heard more as a player than he would as a coach or someone who's not actually in uniform. He's got some hops, but he stays in great shape. Depending on what the Warriors need as the roster fill out, you can take him for the right price. He's 38 years old. 39 in the NBA, that's going to be rough, but that guy stays in excellent shape. Jonathan Kuminga. The Warriors have him listed at a 6'8" power forward at 210 pounds. I think he's a 3. I think his shot looks better than a 4. Stretch 4, stretch 5, 3, whatever. This guy needs minutes. The Warriors need minutes for this guy that maybe Otto Porter Jr. would take. Otto Porter Jr. needs to play. He's a bit injured. I love what he did. Not taking anything away from him. I don't know what he did. What he got paid. I hope it was a lot. Where do you go? The Trailblazers. Real important player for the Warriors. Great shot. Played tough. Started in the finals. The problem with them is you can't play him extended minutes. And what the Warriors need is getting minutes out of players that are not Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. You need those guys fresh for the finals. They're veterans. They don't need that much to get hot. Steph Curry went to the playoffs after a big layoff. They need other guys to get minutes, and if they're developing, it's okay. They need about 50 wins. You'd like them to be in the top 4, so at least get one series at home. I mean, they had tough times this year. They had 53 wins. I mean, it's tough to get it, but the Warriors have such a good system, such a good, a nice road. They still have talent, so maybe Kuminga is going to be the answer to the Otto Porter Jr. minutes, and he needs to play. Damian Lee, he's also a free agent. Steph Curry's brother-in-law. Maybe he stays, maybe he goes. Wasn't playable in the finals. But But you could have worse. You could have worse players than that. I think I'd love to see him have a little bit better defense. But you could have worse players that are at the end of your bench than him. He's useful. He's gonna do nothing. He can do some stuff. He's 29. He's gonna be 30. Maybe he wants to stay home. If he can get paid, though, man, if you get paid, go somewhere and get that money, buddy. Go get that money, get that bag. Take care of your family for generations. Kayvon Looney. They're saying it was a $25.5 million deal for 3 years. It's like about under $9 million a year. Man, that is a good deal for the Warriors. I've seen big men that are not as useful get a lot more money. I'm very happy Kayvon Looney is going to be a Golden State Warrior for 3 more years, lifelong Warrior. He's only 26 years old. I don't expect him to be Will Chamberlain, or even Bill Russell. I don't expect anything like that. But he knows where to be. He gets in the right place at the right time. If you need him to rebound, he'll do it. If you need him to set a pick, he'll do it. If you need him to play, he's going to play. He's going to do what it takes to win. He's happy here. He is one of the Warriors. He's a key core guy. He's one of the guys you could rely on. And I'll go into my thought about the guys who are coming and going. Jordan Poole. Moses Moody. Moses Moody, 6'6" shooting guard. I like Moses Moody. I like what he sees. I think he's tough. He's got defense. The times where I've seen him in the playoffs, he looks like he doesn't look like the Mobin was too big for him. Anytime he played, the young guys didn't play a lot in the championship against the Celtics. But there was some garbage time they got in. Good for you. That'll help him. I think Moses Moody needs more time. 6'6", taller than Peyton. Maybe he doesn't have the defense, that kind of level of defense, but he's long and he's smart. He needs minutes. You need this guy. I think he can do a little bit more as far as the handle concern. You need time for him. This is the best of all worlds for the Warriors. I think of what's going on here. The guys are left. Jordan Poole, shooting guard, 6'4". Still not signed. They're talking 4 years, $100 million. It's a lot of dough for a guy who ain't got no D. But you know what basketball is? Get that damn ball in the hoop. He can get it in the hoop. He's got a positive attitude. He got some growing to do, but look he can play the 1, he can play the 2. He's not afraid. He's gonna make it or miss it. Someone made a nice catch for the Giants. It was Yastrzemski. I'm watching the Giants over here against the White Sox. Nice interleague play. Nice catch. Orange Friday. But Jordan Poole, we got to keep that guy. He's an asset. You got to keep Jordan Poole. Reason being, even if you don't want him particularly, you have him as an asset. You can't let an asset walk out of your facility. So they got to pay the cost to be the boss. We'll talk about that later. He's an asset you can use to bargain with. I think the Warriors are thinking big right here. Got a couple new guys. Ray Rollins out of Toledo. Hear good things about him. 6'4" guard. Guy Santos. I don't know what the hell these guys are doing. I'm hearing good things. It sounds like Ryan Rollins. Sorry, I didn't say. He's a tough guy. The Warriors signed good basketball players, high basketball IQ guys. Guy signed. I don't know too much about him. I think he's out of Brazil. Klay Thompson, baby, Splash Brother. 32, 6'6", 37.9 million. Wanji Witherspoon, another guy, another guard. Warriors sign. Okay, The Warriors are signing guys with high basketball IQ that theoretically Steve Kerr can play in big games. That's the Warriors care about, big games. Even our number 1 pick, Patrick Baldwin Jr., did not have a great college career, but he's the son of a coach. The son of a coach! Whether he works out or not, he's got size, 6'9" forward, 6'9" wing. Theoretically, Steve Kerr is going to give him a job, and he's going to be able to execute it. Okay, the Warriors are going to see your skills, put you in a position to do well, then to help the team, and you need to execute. And theoretically, Patrick Baldwin's going to do so, and the Warriors are thinking about big games like Kuminga. Tremendous athlete, but I see that in him too. I see a heady ball player with he's a little out of control. He's 19. We'll talk about him more. All right, but I got sidetracked by Quantrell Witherspoon. My point is, the Warriors seem to get players who can be coached, have talent, but that's not the most important thing. You got to know how to do what you got to do to help the team. You can't, not going to mess it all up. When you get on the court, you can't mess everything up. All right, that seems like to be the theme of the Warriors roster. Andrew Wiggins, he was fantastic. Doesn't mess stuff up. Does good things. Jumps out of the gym. Boy, he puts it on when the Warriors really needed him. Making $31 million. Either he's going to be on our team, or he's a bargaining chip for a big, big player. Talk about that more. James Wiseman, number 33, making $9 million. You know what? He's only 21. He could be the starting center for the Warriors. Looney can come off the bench. Or this guy comes off the bench. I don't love his defense right now. He needs to step that up. He needs to get on the boards. You saw what the Warriors did in the championship and throughout the playoffs. They crashed the boards. Crashing the boards. That's what got the Warriors the world championship. Or one of the things. If Wiggins is going to make an impact on this team, if he's going to damn sniff the court for any period of time, the Warriors don't give a damn where you're drafted, anything. To impact the team, you got to play good basketball. People are blowing stuff up out here. Everyone's so patriotic in my neighborhood. They just want to just celebrate America, blowing shit up. America! Hell yeah, I'm for it. God bless America. Damn right. But it ain't 4th of July yet. If we're going to spend this much money for gas, you might as well just blow shit up and waste your money. Take it. Hell yeah. I like fireworks. Bombs bursting in there. Boom shakalaka. Where's still got James Wiseman? I think that's going to be another big man. I don't know how much they can rely on him. I hope he steps up. He's going to play Summer League. We'll see. But he's also could be a bargaining chip to get players that are out there right now that'll help us win a championship. And let's talk about that right now. Hey, the season's over. Summer League's about to come up. James Wiseman's going to play in Summer League. We'll see what he's about. And I heard that Jonathan Kuminga is going to play for the Congo in the World Cup, the Basketball World Cup. I love it. He needs to be a leader on the team. He needs experience. Warriors need him this year because I think if there's going to be load management, this is the year. The Warriors are coming off a championship. They're a little bit older. Draymond Green and Steph Curry ended the year, the regular season, injured. Klay Thompson came off the injured list to move, he's still kind of getting in the groove. Got to limit these stars. I think what's there is money, baby. You know that. But this is going to be a great time. The regular season is about load management. This is going to be a load management year as the Warriors are constructed right now. I like of the guys we can rely on. I'm not going to talk about the rookies too much. Of the guys we can rely on, I like Dante DiVincenzo. We're going to have to compare to Gary Payton the second. Look at this guy's a ball handler. He can make plays. Another guy you can add with Poole when Steph Curry's not on the court or Draymond Green's not on the court. If you're going to have young guys like Kuminga and Moody and Wiggins, you have another guy who can set up the plays to go along with Jordan Poole. Right? You can't just be pass it to Wiseman like it was every time he was in there and let him do something and, get bad habits. You got another guy who can set up your offense. DiVincenzo's a smart basketball move. But here's my breaking news. It's not breaking news, it's just a feeling. This season has some of the same moving parts as the 73 season, the 73 win season did. You got a lot of players that were semi-important moving, including Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut and other ancillary players. It's when you're a championship team, people are gonna overpay for your role players because they're important. You're gonna have credibility right away. And I just don't think for the Warriors, would you rather pay Dante DiVincenzo $9 million or Gary Payton II, or was he making $9 million for 3, or Gary Payton II $28 million for 3? I'll say it again: $9 million for 2 versus $28 million for 3. I love Gary Payton II. It's going to be hard to keep these players at that price. It's impossible. Another thing you want to think about is motivation. Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay, they're going to be motivated. And Looney's part of that crew. They're going to be motivated. Nothing's going to stop them. They want to get better. But the other guys, they want a title. They're going to think like fat cats. You don't know. So you got to get fresh blood. You got to get some fresh blood in that system to energize the stars. Keep people hungry for championships. Keep it hungry. You got to get that fresh blood in there. There's guys you got to rely on. Looney's part of that crew. Or Steph, Klay, and Dre. Hey, DiVincenzo, he's got a title, but now he's on a new team. He's gotten something to prove, okay? And Kuminga, he's going to want to get some minutes. He's got something to prove. Moody, he's got something to prove. You got PB&J, had a rough year in college. He's got something to prove. Okay? So, we're already off to a great start. It's not saying we don't need those guys. Those guys were good, but you got to come back with energy, okay? Gary Payton, yeah, his defense, fantastic. Loved him, needed him. But, hey, you know what? Bielitsa, he's going to Turkey. He's going to Turkey, and he's going to have a great time because he's 34 years old. He put his heck of an NBA career together. He's living the dream. Same with Juan Toscano Anderson. Man, what a great story. Now he's gone Hollywood. He put so much effort into getting where he got. Played for his hometown team. Love the guy's story. Love his energy. But honestly, he wasn't playable in the finals. To be fair, neither was Kuminga or Moody because they were young. Great story. But man, live your dream in LA. Try to get in the Space Jam as one of the monsters with LeBron. I'm happy for you, but we need some fresh blood. But this fresh blood we got, that's doing something. We got a guy who's done it in college, in the pros, had a downturn with the Kings. You know, he got traded to the Kings. But he's got 2 belts on 2 levels. But he's hungry. He's got to prove himself. Hey, he just got shipped to Sacramento. He's watching the party from Northern California. He's got something to prove to the NBA. You got a guy 25 years old with experience who can handle. I don't think he's overall the defender that Peyton is, but he's a good defender. And he's very pesky. He's longer, and he could get the team in the offense. I said it again. But this is my conspiracy theory. Similar to the way things were working out in the 73-win season, guys were leaving. And it might be easier to get some guys in here right now. A top player, and you may not want him back. You may not like any of these guys. LeBron James has mentioned that he would want to play with the Warriors. Kevin Durant. He's been a Warrior. You may not want to hear this. Tremendous competitor. Things are going wrong with the Nets. He has a whiny face. Pouty. Plays winning ball. Kawhi Leonard. 3 ring chasers. Guess what? They're ring chasers. The Warriors don't have time to play around. There's a lot of moving parts in the NBA. Players get overpriced. And you think it's a pipe dream to get these guys? No, the Warriors have assets. The Warriors have assets to get LeBron, KD, or Kawhi. You may not like them, but they all play winning good ball. LeBron James, on the court, winning basketball, knows where to be, one of the best passers in the whole NBA. Not flashy, does the right thing at the right time. He's already showed he's willing to play a secondary role. He doesn't care right now. He is a ring chaser, and what are the Warriors chasing? They're chasing the ring. We got 4, and I will take it just to stick it to the rest of the haters in the NBA. That sounds mean, but why not? Kevin Durant. He saw the grass wasn't greener. Look it. He wasn't happy here, but he gave us everything. He left his Achilles tendon in Toronto for this team. He doesn't have the personality Steph Curry does, but it's getting towards the end for the Warriors. I mean, now if you're gonna do it, now's the time. And I'll tell you how they can get it done. How old is Steph Curry right now? Steph Curry, 34 years old. He's 34. I think he can last longer than people think because his game is based on strength. But he's going to need load management. And by now, everyone knows The main Warriors are the main Warriors. It's Steph, Clay, Dre, even Iguodala's part of that mix. Kevon Looney. But KD is a good ball player. You can get him, and he's just one player you got to keep. You can keep on putting ancillary players around them. It's going to be hard to keep on like re-signing the Gary Payton Jr., the Juan Toscano Andersons, this Jonathan Kuminga. We need to keep that guy, but Dante DiVincenzo's. They're going to be hard to keep signing. Otto Porters. They're going to come. They're going to get good. They're going to go. But we can get these players. Look at the assets we have. Andrew Wiggins was fantastic down the stretch, but how many times have you seen him disappear? I don't want to say it because he was so good. He's an asset you can trade to get a top guy. Would you rather have Wiggins or a reliable LeBron James? He's going to be whiny. Yeah, you know what? San Francisco, he'll be political. Good for him. Yeah, do everything you want to do. Good. Be fake. Be phony. Good. Be a champion. LeBron can handle. He can. Oh, man. Imagine LeBron giving it to Steph and Clay. No one likes to see it, or even a Kawhi Leonard. Add in that defense if he wants to play. But we can get these guys in a sign and trade. We got Wiggins to trade. His stock is through the roof. We also have Andrew Wiseman. We don't know about this guy. I like him. I like what I see. But if Andrew Wiseman, who makes more than Kevon Looney right now, if Andrew Wiseman had the season that Kevon Looney did, we would be ecstatic. We already got Kevon Looney. And we have not been able to rely on Wiseman. He might be a year or two away. You may not want to hear either. Jordan Poole. Sign and trade with Jordan Poole. He's a player on the rise. But he may not be at championship level for a couple of more years. And he made some big plays in the championship, but there were times like, whoa, what are you doing? It takes a while for some guys to figure it out and do the right thing at the right time. So I'm not saying we should do. I like the guys we got. I can see it working out. But it wouldn't surprise me if we get one of these top players like a LeBron, a KD, a Kawhi, and Antetokounmpo. I think Milwaukee just loves that guy. He loves Milwaukee. And I don't think it's worth anything less. It's not worth a Kyrie Irving. It's not worth anyone but the top tier players, like the ones I'm mentioning. But the Warriors can make it happen. Again with Durant, another sign and trade. A guy who knows how to play ball. A guy who knows how to play in the Warriors system. You don't like his face. No, neither do I. But a 6'10", or 7-foot shooting guard, or he might play power forward. He can mix it up. He fits in the team beautifully. He adds his best defensive year was with the Warriors. He's got something to prove. Where else is he going to go? And you can rely on him. If you're going for the championships now with Curry, now the time the Warriors can make a move. Okay? LeBron James, similar. The guys I would deal, Wiseman, maybe Poole, and Wiggins. Trade Wiggins at the highest point. The guys would not give up. I would not give up Kuminga for anything right now. I like Kuminga. I like what he adds. He's that fresh blood. He's that life we're going to need in the season. I like Moody. You know, he can go or not. Warriors have a chance. They may be planning something big here. And you know they're looking into it. So just be prepared. Be prepared that the Warriors might be going for broke. Steph Curry's 34. You're going to have to manage his minutes. There's two ways they could do it. They can stick with this team they got, play Kuminga a lot of minutes, play Devontae DiVincenzo a lot of minutes, and have him and Poole off the bench, distributing the ball around. You know, get it into Wiseman. Those are three good bench players, by the way. Not bad. What's this team got at the bench? Let's look at this team. You're probably going to start Looney, Draymond, Clay, and Steph. Supposed to be coming off this bench. Otto Porter Jr.'s gone. Well, see, they need to. You're probably going to start a bunch of young guys. So that's the thing. It's hard to rely. It's harder to rely on inexperienced people when you're going for the title. You can get away with that when you have a bunch of experienced people and you can rely on all. But if you're going to have to have a bunch of young guys and experienced people, you're going to need to be front-loaded. And I think the Warriors might be looking into that, just having a high front-loaded team, waste some minutes with some young kids, and you might win another title. You have to be top-heavy again. So we'll see. The thing is, you can replace them. It doesn't really matter who it does matter, but you can replace them with players that just may want to say, "Oh, KD's here, and Curry and Dre, and let's go chase a ring with them." Or you get a veteran who wants to be appreciated, at least like a Bielitsa did. He was probably on his last year. He wanted to go back to Turkey. This year, you can get a guy who wants to be a part of something special before they go out with a bang. So, Warrior free agency, really fun. I think July 4th and July 6th is like I think it's the official day. You heard it here first. Don't be surprised if the Golden State Warriors go big on the first official day of free agency or shortly after. Use some of their capital with the signing of Jordan Poole, James Wiseman. Who else they got? Wiggins, and they end up with a KD or a LeBron or even a Kawhi Leonard. Would not surprise me. The NBA is a global league. It's about a global brand, and it's like European soccer, where it's just big time. And now the Warriors are that big brand. And guys are coming to the end of their career. They're getting sensible. They want to make hay while the sun shines. Don't be surprised. We'll see how it goes. I'll go into this more next week. I want to talk a little bit about the Niners. The Giants are playing right now. I know the Giants aren't winning. Look, they're missing Buster Posey. They're missing that Hall of Fame bat. They have a good team. I'm watching Jock Peterson. He's having a fantastic year. But they're just missing that one bat that you cannot get out. Or is going to give you a good at bat every time, that scares you all the time. And depending on where they are in the standings towards the end, I believe in Farhan Zaidi. He will make that move if it's worth it. He got Chris Bryant last year. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't worth the hundreds of millions of dollars or they're asking. But if there's a guy out there, we'll get him. We're missing that guy. But the rest of the team is constructed well. It has an idea of what it needs to be. It's like stored kinetic energy. If these guys who are managed well can kind of keep us in, we'll get that person if it's there. But they just don't have that swag. They just don't have that there. It's just like it's a race car that's missing the engine. If we're there close by, we'll make a move. If not, we're gonna wait on it and not waste our money on some scrubbinos like Evan Longoria. He's a great player, but he can't stay healthy. They're gonna get a guy who's worth the money. So the Giants, I trust the system. But they're gonna have to make the right move for the right player, and it'll make all the rest of the guys better, if it's worth it. How much time do we have here? He got started a little bit late. I just want to talk about Deebo Samuel really quick. Not worried about it, but I don't think he can play until he gets a new contract. He'd be foolish because he's still on that rookie deal. He's outplayed it. What's stopping that? Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think it's a big deal that he's on the team still. The reason being is, he had shoulder surgery. No one wants to get a guy until they know he can throw. Was it going to be late July? He got the surgery in March 8th. Training camp starts in late July. That's when he's supposed to be healed up and ready to play. When teams see him ready to go, he will be ready to go. And if no matter what people say about him, he is a legitimate starting quarterback in the NFL. He's a top, or he's right in the middle. There are a lot of teams that could do a lot worse. He's a guy you can win games with. You can't just give him away, even if it's just for money. I think it's as simple as teams waiting to see if his arm is better. You can't just drop him and just let him go to the Seahawks. Why hand to the Seahawks? Why give them anything? You don't want to select his own destiny. You want to get what you can get out of him. If the Niners keep him all year this year, they get a third-round pick. I know it's going to be tough for the 49ers mentally. It's going to be tough for Trey Lance. But you know what? If you can't handle the pressure, the NFL's a wrong game for you. You can't play a victim. You got to get out there and play. It's not the ideal situation, but you're in a competition-driven league. You're in a competition-driven life. Life's hard. Jimmy Garoppolo is a nice guy. He's a pretty good quarterback. He's a starting-level quarterback. You can't just give that away. When teams get desperate, the Seahawks are going to be desperate. They're going to want to do something. They're not going to trade to them. Who do they got? Who do they even got at quarterback? Get it. Why do that? I just want to go over teams that should want Jimmy Garoppolo. Opinions are fickle. When the new information comes in, people are going to want Jimmy. All they want to do, once they see him throw, his arm is, an NFL arm. They'll want him. The money's a big issue, but it's just 1 year. Just think about this, though. Miami Dolphins got Tua Tagovailoa. Hey, you know what? He's been hurt. He might be hurt again. Mike McDaniel's their head coach. They signed Tyreek Hill. They got the 49ers head coach. You got the 49ers former running back, a guy who knows the system. You can plug Jimmy right in. And we'll see what they thought of minicamp of Tua, what McDaniel really thought of Tua. The Dolphins want to win now. They've already showed they're willing to spend money. I'm not saying that I don't believe in Tua, but I don't know. If he's not the guy, you know who can fit right in. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. We'll see what the reports are at minicamp. Steelers not going to. I mean, we'll see. He can go there. Mac Jones in New England. He had a nice year. He had a 9.25 QBR. Is he that much more talented than Jimmy? We'll see. There's teams that could do better. Atlanta Falcons, Marcus Mariota, and Desmond Ridder. You know, they got a top potential tight end in Atlanta. That's a team they can go to. Carolina Panthers, Sam Darnold and Matt Corral. I mean, is that what you're going to bank on? Unless you're tanking, they should look into Jimmy Garoppolo. You're saying that's not a place for Jimmy Garoppolo? He's won an NFC title, and he's got to the NFC Championship game last year. New York Giants, Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. Where's that going to get you? Can you see Jimmy in New York? Can you see Jimmy in Miami? Come on. Seattle Seahawks, Drew Lockett and Geno Smith. You can't drop him. You just can't let him go. And let him go to the Seahawks. Of course they're going to pick him up. All right, get something for him, or just you're gonna get something for him once you see. If he can't throw, then you got to drop him. If he can't throw the ball, then let him go. All right, but you can't give up an asset. There's only about 13 useful quarterbacks in the whole NFL. Carson Wentz on the Commanders? You're telling me you wouldn't take Jimmy Garoppolo over Carson Wentz? Every team can't tank. There's going to be... Once he can throw, and teams get desperate, the receivers start complaining, people are going to want old trusty Jimmy Garoppolo. But it's going to take time. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. It'll happen at the right time. Just like the Giants. Very frustrating. But if there's no one to get, you're not going to... Why waste money on Shamarja, on a Cueto, on a Longoria like we did with the regime after Savian? The Niners are going to be smart here with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're not just going to drop that contract, especially if he can play. It's not ideal to have him here, but if Trey Lance is going to be the man, woo! You got to beat the man, all right? I love Trey Lance. I think that guy's going to be great. But when you got an asset, a quarterback, a legit starting quarterback, Marcus Mariota said you don't even know if they could start. Jameis Winston and whoever else they got in New Orleans. Daniel Jones. Are the New York Giants banking on Daniel Jones? Drew Lock, Geno Smith, Mac Jones, maybe. Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. I don't even know why they picked Kenny Pickett. Maybe he's going to be good. Boy, Tua Tagovailoa. We'll see. I mean, he was an accurate player in college. Legendary career. But you know what? That's a perfect landing spot. He's got the right players. He's got Tyreek Hill to throw to. He likes those short passes. None of this stuff would surprise me. And there's not, like, I don't know, 25 quarterbacks better than Jimmy Garoppolo. So the Niners can move that asset when he proves he can throw. And I think that's as simple as that. He heals, shows he can throw enough to get traded in camp, timed perfectly. That's what we're waiting for. It's just timing. And once you see he can throw, all these opinions are going to change. They're going to look at the tape. Oh, Jimmy's a winner. And just imagine this. People are bagging on Jimmy. But, man, say he goes to Cleveland. He walks, oh, it's Handsome Jimmy. New York, Handsome Jimmy. Atlanta, Handsome Jimmy. Miami, Jimmy's coming to Miami. Pittsburgh, going to Pittsburgh. I mean, the guy, do you remember when Jimmy Garoppolo came to the 49ers? All the hype. This guy can sell some tickets. Washington, he walks in the Capitol. He's going to bring something to this team. He's marketable to these franchises. He has a commercial. He didn't even have a damn team. So don't give up on that asset. The Niners are doing the right thing, waiting it out. It's not the best for Trey Lance, but you know what? He's a tough guy. What you need to be, he's going to be okay. Joe Montana and Steve Young, they had each other, same locker room. It made them better. Football's a tough sport. Life ain't easy. You do what you got to do. You can't just give away an asset like that. Especially a team like the Niners, who did give away a lot of draft capital to get Trey Lance, which I think was a great move. I like it. You got to max out your assets, and other guys got to stay patient. But there's no way Deebo Samuel can play another game on that rookie deal because he's worth more than that. So it's going to be very stressful, but you got to stay calm under pressure. Have faith in the faithful. And with that, until next time, this is Gary Lamm for Panda. God bless you. Keep it real. Keep it clean. Thanks for watching. Bye, friends.